In this episode, we're going to be taking a look at and doing a tasting review of the Espanita Double Barrel Editions right here on the Tequila Hombre. Coming up next. Hello and welcome to this episode of the Tequila Hombre, where today we're going to be taking a look at and doing a tasting review of some special double barrel editions of Espanita tequila. Now, if you haven't seen the review before I did of Espanita, I'll post a link in the description below. I reviewed this a couple years ago, and Espanita is a really good budget brand, a really good budget option. And they sent me some bottles of some new stuff that they've worked on that sounds absolutely amazing. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at these. So today they sent us the double barrel Reposado. It says double barrel. And they sent the double barrel Anejo, which also looks amazing. So without wasting any more time, let's get into how this tequila is made. All right, so the Espanita Double Barrel Editions come out of NOM 1467, which is Impulsora Rombo, and it's located in Los Altos, Jalisco, the Highlands. They use Highlands agave, and the Highlands agave are cooked in brick hornos. After they're done cooking the agave, they then use a roller mill to extract the beautiful sugars out of the agave fibers, and then they ferment in stainless steel tanks. Once fermentation is complete, they then twice distill it using copper pot stills. Now, the trick now is with what they do with the aging. With the Reposado, they age it for 6 to 9 months in French oak barrels, and then they finish it in just recently dumped Bardstown bourbon barrels. So they take the barrels that just recently been dumped and gotten Bardstown bourbon out of them and put the tequila in them. So there's going to impart some of the bourbon flavors from Bardstown bourbon in them, which is nice. So for the Repo, it's 6 to 9 months. For the Anejo, it is around 15 months in white oak barrels. And then they also finish them also in just recently dumped Bardstown bourbon barrels. Nothing else has ever been in those other barrels besides Bardstown bourbon. And so it'll impart some of the bourbon flavors in the Anejo as well. But there you go. There's the production details. It is 40% alcohol by volume. And we'll not waste any more time. Let's get into the tasting portion and see what these double barrel Repo and Añejos are all about. All right, so first we're going to start with the Reposado, and this Reposado is batch number E704. It's listed on the back of the bottle, so if you have a bottle and you want to make sure or see if you're tasting the same batch that I am, you can look for the batch number on the back. Each batch is going to be different, so they'll have different flavor notes. So if you have batch E704, then you'll be tasting the same juice that I am. If you don't, then it could be, have a little different flavor profile to it, because that's one of the beauties of tequila, is that not every batch is going to taste the same, of course, unless you're using additives, which this brand does not use any additives after what is imparted by the barrel. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get it in the glass. Of course, I'm using my Denver and Liley agave glass, my go-to glass for tequila and agave spirits. This is my first taste of tequila for the day, so I do have to acclimate my mouth to 40% alcohol by volume. So, but first of all, so we'll do that when we get to the tasting portion. So let's take a look at it in the glass first. So looking at it in the glass, it coats the glass beautifully. You can see it's just now starting to break with the legs and tiers at the top there. So it's got a nice viscousness to it, nice mouthfeel, some silky. Look at that. Look at the legs and tiers coming. See how it coats the glass beautifully. Looking at the tequila itself, it is a nice copper brown color. Looks amazing. Nothing floating in it or anything. Looks great. All right. So of course, when we do our tequila tasting, when we're sipping good tequilas, we want to taste with our eyes, our nose, and our mouth. So let's see what we get on the nose on this. There's There's a nice cooked agave note up front. The cinnamon and baking spice, you get that sweet cinnamon note, which is just lovely. And then there's a nice minerality to it. You know, they're using mineral-rich water. A sweet honey note in there. Vanilla, caramel. Some dried fruit, like dried apricot, dried papaya type of fruit coming through. Little hint of caramel coming through and some chocolate notes in there as well. It smells lovely. It smells really nice. All right, so let's see what we get on the flavor profile. First, we have to acclimate our mouth to 40% alcohol by volume, so bear with me a second. Just wait for the stinging to subside. Happens with all tequila. Okay, we're good. Salud. Coats the mouth beautifully. Nice, silky, oily mouthfeel to it. Really nice sweet cinnamon and baking spice note up front. Followed by some dried fruit notes, a slight sweet honey sweetness on the top of it. Vanilla coming through. A nice oak note coming through, woody oak note coming through. Followed by some caramel, a slight hint of dark chocolate. And it's got a nice finish to it where you get this nice sweet cinnamon, vanilla, caramel note that just kind of sits on the tongue for a while. This is really good. This is really delightful. Definitely a reposado that people who like a little richness to the reposado will definitely get, but the agave is still present as well. Definitely could enjoy this with a good stogie, sipping this in the afternoon, watching football or watching baseball, and just chilling and relaxing with a good stogie. Delicious, absolutely delicious. I'd give it a solid 4 agave for the reposado. So let's go check out the añejo and see what we get with the añejo. All right, so now we're going to be taking a look at the añejo, and this is what the añejo label looks like. Double barrel, and it says Tequila Añejo on the bottom. It's got a nice bottle. I like the way the bottles look. So let's go ahead and pop this open. And of course, like the Repo, I didn't show you the cork before, but it does use an artificial cork, so you have to worry about any evaporation problems or leaking problems with it. Really nice tight seal on it. Let's go ahead and pour this into my Denver and Lively agave glass. All right, so let's take a look at it in the glass. We'll stir it up a little bit, shake it up in the glass. Okay, here we go. So looking at it in the glass, it coats the glass beautifully. Look at that. See if you can see. There's the legs and tears starting to form on it. Look at that. It's going to have a nice viscous mouthfeel to it, just like the Repo did. Looking at the tequila itself, a nice deep copper color, slight amber hue to it. Looks beautiful. Nothing floating in it or anything like that. I have, and people have asked, have you actually seen stuff floating? Yeah, I've actually had tequila where there was pieces of wood still floating in the tequila, which is like, All right, so on the nose. Ooh, rich, sweet cinnamon and baking spices up front. And then there's sweet cherry note that comes through. Rich, like dried apricot notes, dried fruit. Nice honey top note, like a sweet honey top note on it. Vanilla definitely coming through. Some nice vanilla notes. Some nice caramel notes coming through. Some deeper chocolate coming through as well. With a hint of like a bitter, dark chocolate on the end of it. It smells wonderful. It smells really nice. It smells like a really good añejo. All right. So let's see what we get on the flavor profile. Salute. Coats the mouth beautifully. Nice, silky, rich mouthfeel to it. Sweet cinnamon and baking spices. A really nice sweet cherry note that comes through with some dried fruit after it. A nice honey note on the top. Beautiful vanilla and caramel notes coming through. Nice dark chocolate note in there as well. And then the cinnamon and vanilla and caramel note just kind of sits on the tongue. You know what it reminds me of? It's like a dulce de leche, like caramel, cinnamon-y kind of flavor profile that comes through. It's not like an additive thing or super sweet, but it kind of really has this beautiful blend of these notes that come together. Not over the top oaky at all. Sometimes you have to worry about, over oaking, but this is not over the top oaky at all. I think some of the bourbon notes probably comes through. I'm not a Bardstown bourbon person, but I'm sure somebody that likes Bardstown bourbon was going to say, oh, this has some of the nice bourbon notes. But for me, it's got this really nice cinnamon, vanilla, caramel, chocolate note that just sits on the tongue for a while, extending the finish. Has a nice minerality to it from the rich mineral water that they use. Definitely really enjoyable. Definitely a sipping tequila. You definitely want to sip and enjoy it. Enjoy the complexity that's in this añejo. Definitely could enjoy it with a nice stogie. And just kick back, relax, and enjoy this while puffing on a good stogie. This is a really nice añejo. Now, the best thing is this batch number for this añejo is A109. So if you have A109, you can match up the flavors with me on this. I got more of an oak wood note from the Repo than I am from the añejo, and that's not a bad thing for me. I don't mind that at all. But the flavor profile is absolutely delicious. Something I definitely would thoroughly enjoy. So I would rate this one a solid 4 agave too. I highly recommend both of them. Now, the best thing about these is the price, right? I looked up the pricing on them. The Repo goes for right around $45, which is a steal for this kind of quality of a reposado. The añejo for right around $55, which is a steal for this quality of an añejo. So if you haven't tried it yet, I recommend picking up a bottle and trying them, especially if you like a good reposado and good añejo, and you like some wood, really nice wood notes, barrel aging notes, whiskey notes in with still a strong agave presence. This one hits all of those marks. So I highly recommend it. It's something I'm definitely going to keep on my shelf and enjoy. I will definitely try to see if we can get this for Ferment and Still. I'll have to find out who the distributor is and see if we can coordinate having Ferment and Still order it for us. But it's absolutely delicious. I highly recommend it, and sip and enjoy. All right, well, that's it for this review. The Espanita Double Barrel Repo and Espanita Double Barrel Añejo. 4 agaves across the board. Absolutely delicious. Highly recommend them. There's nothing like life-changingly different on them where I would definitely give them a 5 agave, but it is a solid, highly recommended Repo and Añejo. Lots of deliciousness in the barrel. Highly recommend it. So if you like the information I included in this video, make sure you click the thumbs up and give me a like. If you're new to the channel, if you're looking for honest reviews like this, where I didn't receive any money from the brand to do this, they just wanted my honest opinion, which is exactly what I'm giving them. And you want honest information that's going to allow you to make a decision as to what route you want to go when you're looking to buy tequila or agave spirits online, you've come to the right place. Make sure you click the subscribe button right there and the notification bell next to it, and you'll get notified every time I post a new honest, unbiased review or informational video that will give you information that you as a consumer should have, which will make you a more powerful consumer when you're shopping online or going to the liquor store to look for a bottle of tequila or agave spirits to pick up. And until next time, like I always say, life is too short to drink bad tequila. So, hey, if you want to pick up the Espanita Double Barrel Reposado or Anejo, I highly recommend it. You're going to enjoy it. Salud. Bye, guys.